What up, you lab rats? This is episode number 60, and today we're talking about dreaming. Stay tuned. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Lab Rat Dailies show, the in-between show of the main show, here on the Get Your Lab podcast with me and Kevin. Here on the Lab Rat Dailies, I talk about themes. So today, the theme is Motivation Monday. All right. So for today's show, we're going to talk about dreaming, and not the kind of dreams that you have, you know, when you wake up in a cold sweat and you're like, oh my God. I'm talking about the ability to have a grand vision for yourself. Like, what is your dream? By the by, what is your dream? Leave it in the comments for me, okay? Right now, I'll wait. Okay. All right. So the reason why I want to talk about dreaming and, the dreams of an entrepreneur, or, the vision, the grand dream that you have for yourself here as you're living on this earth, you must have a dream, right? And the reason why this kind of came up was because I had a long conversation with my sister about her inability and her kind of situation in that she had forgotten how to dream. And this is actually very, very common, because it's a lot in myself that I see in her, and she's kind of going through this stage where, she's in college, she's at that age trying to figure out who she is, and that time is just a hot mess, isn't it? It's a really hot mess. I know when I was going through that time, I was in a much worse position emotionally, spiritually, financially, and just going through a bunch of shit. And so it's awesome that she's going through this, only it's a mental and spiritual kind of like awakening. And so here's the deal, guys. I want to kind of awaken in you today, on this Monday. If you've forgotten how to dream, or you've forgotten your dream, the reason why you're here, I want to awaken that in you again. Okay. And so the big thing that's wrong with a lot of people, and me included, okay, is that we forget about our dreams. We forget why we're doing what we're doing in this day-to-day hustle, or, going to class, or driving an hour and a half to work each day. We're kind of forgetting why we're here, and we're just kind of stuck in this is what I have to do to get here. Here are the prerequisites to get here. And we're kind of forgetting about the grand vision that we have for ourselves. And I think that is because we fear that to be selfish. And, when we are born and we're kids, we naturally know how to play, and how to dream, and how to fantasize, and how to role play, and how to get hurt and fall down and get back up again, no problem. And then as we get older and we go through traditional schooling, we forget all of those things. All of those things are kind of trained out of us. And once we become, young adults, 20, 21, we're like, okay, supposedly now I have this quote unquote freedom, right, to choose who I want to be. But now we've forgotten who that was. We've forgotten why we used to draw all over our journals, all over our diaries. We've forgotten why we used to paint for fun. We've forgotten why we used to cut up our clothes to make our own clothes, and we've forgotten how to dream. And that's kind of a shame, because we thought, or were told, that was not financially stable, or that was not respectable, or that was stupid, or whatever the case may be. Somebody else on the outside of this body told us that was not possible. And so we began to believe that story that somebody else had told us. And that's an issue. Okay. And that was an issue in my sister. And I said, tell me your dream right now. And when she did, it was quiet. It was so quiet. It was so quiet when she told me that dream. And I said, okay, stop right there. First of all, it's great that you even have an inclination as to what that is, because sometimes people just like, I don't know. Why you ask me that question? And sometimes people get defensive too. Like, don't ask me that. That's just too much. But at least she had her dream. but it was quiet, which means that she had kind of lost her voice. She had kind of lost her ability to shout what she really wanted from the rooftops, right? And we feel it's selfish, or we feel it's in some way bad to kind of say that this thing or this idea that we want, which is not exactly somebody else's idea of success or a dream, or that might be embarrassing or shameful to say, we let that kind of take over. And so she had given that up in the effort to try to belong, right? And that's a very, very human thing to do, because we all want to belong. Like I was talking about in primal branding, it's a very human thing to want to belong to a sort of community. Number one community is your immediate family. And if you don't feel like you belong in your family, that can be very, very powerful, okay? At the same time, I want to activate you guys and let you know that even though your ideas of success may not line up, whose life are you living, right? Whose life are you living? And even though parents may say, you know what, I'm giving you all this because I didn't have it. That's a wonderful opportunity. And that's something that, of course, our parents bestowed that kind of gift on us. Here are the things that I did not have, okay? But herein lies a kind of issue with that. If I didn't work for those things, how do I know the value of those things that you're giving me, right? How do I know? It's like leading a horse to water that isn't thirsty. You got to make him thirsty, right? And so she is going through this kind of opportunity where she now has the opportunity to be thirsty. She now has the opportunity to realize what it means to work and what it means to have an idea and what it means to have a dream. And I think that's fantastic at that age, because now, yes, you really do have the world at your feet. And now is the time to kind of go and try and experiment and not be afraid to hit all the steps and hit all the stones as you cross this big lake, an ocean we call life. So I encouraged her to not edit herself. And of course, in front of me being I can be the most judgmental person ever, especially if I'm your big sister. But I said, you know what, don't edit me. I'm only offering you a perspective. And that's what I do for you guys here at the Lab Rat Fam Bam, okay? I only offer you guys a different perspective. It's not, shit that you have to take straight up, and this is not the end-all, send-all. It's just another perspective. And so I said that to her, keeping my ass in check, because I could be very older sisterly, parentally, and I said, you must learn how to dream again. You must learn how to find your voice. Okay, so I'm telling you this right now, and I'm telling you this, guys, right now, but what I'm most after is to activate what's under there, the underbelly of your own voice, to make you realize that you have something under there as well, okay? And I am just your humble guide, okay? So please, if you have a dream and you haven't executed on it, or you haven't made decisions towards that dream, the first thing is realizing it's possible. The only way you can make your dream come true is if you believe in it, no matter how outrageous it is, okay? Beyond the logistics of making that dream happen, you have to believe in it first. Okay, it doesn't matter if I believe it's possible, if your mommy believes it's possible, or whatever. All right, you believe it's possible first, and then everything will kind of figure itself out first. But I'll tell you, okay, if you don't first believe it, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right, so that's it for today on this show, guys, on the the Lab Rat Dailies here on Motivation Monday. I hope that I activated at least some of you to tell me your dream in the comments below. What's your dream? Give me the condensed version. What's your dream that you just, you're too afraid to say out loud? I was afraid to say, I want to stop shooting. And even though I'm good at it, I want to stop shooting and work from home and create content. Look, I'm doing it. So this was very outside of my realm. I didn't think it was possible until I said, there must be a way. There must be a way for me not to shoot with Kevin anymore. There must be a way for me to relinquish my bankruptcy and not be tied down by money. There must be a way to not commute to Palm Springs every day for 3 hours in a day. There must be a way. There must be a way. Okay? It all starts with your belief. Step 1. All right? So, good things, guys. That was it here on the Lab Rat Dailies. Reminding you guys that our charity water fund is still in effect, and we need your help. And if I can activate you to just stop and think the next time that you get a drink of water, how freaking easy that was for you. I want you to stop and think about that, and think about the others who have to risk life and limb just to get water that is most likely contaminated. And so your donation to our charity water fund helps them get clean water safely and build clean wells for them. All right. So we have already raised money for 8 people. 8 people, their lives are changed. Holy crap. And we only raised like 200 some bucks together. But 8 people, their lives are now changed because of you guys. All right. And we can do a lot more with that said. So good things. And we'll see you tomorrow on the Lab Rat Dailies on Tuesday Tips. All right. So good things. We'll see you next time. Once again, my name is Megan, reminding you to get in the lab. We'll see you next time. Peace. That was good. I'm tired now.